Hey everyone, this is Hafizullah Masoudi and you're watching From Code with Hafiz. I hope you're doing fine and well. It's been a while since my last video and I was really caught up in some projects, so couldn't find time to make content and upload it in my channel. Now I hope you're all doing well. So gratefully now I have managed to make some time and upload a new content to my channel. So as for this video, I will continue where I left the CSS course for absolute beginners, because there are some topics left and needs to be finished. So in today's video I will discuss the CSS website layout. Now I already have this project or this folder from our previous videos. So what I will do is I will open it in terminal, and in here I will open it with Visual Studio Code. So these are the files that we have from our previous videos. So if I open index.html, we have nothing here. So as for website layout, we can say that a website layout is often divided into headers, menus, content, and a footer. Now there are tons of different layout designs to choose from. However, the structure that I'm gonna show you in this video is one of the most common, and we will take a closer look at it. So let's start. So first of all, let's create a header for our web page. Now a header is usually located at the top of the website, or maybe right below a top navigation menu. So I will create it at the very top, and it will contain, for example, a logo or the website name. So first of all, we need to create some markup. So in here, let's say we want to create a div with a class of header, and inside here let's put an h1. So h1, and let's say header. Now we will design it in our styles tag. So first of all, let's target the body, and for this one I will declare margin of 0 for all the margins to remove some extra margins that the browser gives by default. So next up, let's design the header. Now I will write a comment, and in here let's say style the header, and now we will target the class header. So let's say dot header curly braces, and first of all we have a background color. So for this one, let's say hash f1 f1 f1. And next up, let's create some padding for it. So let's say 20 px, and I also wanna center the text. So let's say text align, and this one should be center like this. So if we run it in the browser, let's refresh, and now you can see we have a nice header. Now this is how you can create a simple header. Now let's create a navigation bar which will contain a list of links to help the visitors of our website to navigate through our website. Now for this one, let's get back to Visual Studio Code, and after the header let's create another div. So it will be with the class of top nav, and inside here we will create some links. So let's put a hash here for now, and this one will be, let's say, link 1, and let's duplicate it a couple of times. So link 2, link 3. Now we can design it. So let's head back to our styles tag, and let's press enter here. Well, before everything else, let's also set some box sizing for our web page. So we will do that before all of our other CSS code. So in here let's target everything. So I will use the star sign and then curly braces, and let's say box sizing, and for the value let's say border box like this. And now let's target our top nav here. So I will write another comment here, and let's say style the top navigation bar, and let's say dot top nav curly braces, and let's say overflow should be hidden to hide the scroll bars, and let's say background color should be hash, and for example 333. And next up we have the links. So let's press enter here, and let's write another comment, and let's say style the top nav links like this. And for this one we will target the anchor tags inside the top nav div. So we can do that by saying dot top nav and then target the anchor tag. Now for this one, let's float it to left and let's display all the links as block elements, and let's give it a color, so it will be hash f2 f2 f2, and let's text align, so it will be center. And let's also declare some padding, so for top and bottom 14 pixel and for right and left 16 pixels. Now let's also make the text and decoration none to remove the default styling of the anchor tags. Now after this, let's also create a hover effect for our links, so we can target the top nav anchor tag again, and this time let's say colon hover and curly braces. So for this one, let's say background color should be hash DDD, and then let's declare some color for it, which will be black like this. So if we save this and get back to the browser and let's try to refresh, now you can see we have a nice navigation menu. So you can see the hover effect is also working just fine. So next up, what we have is the content in our website. So the layout often depends on the target users. So the most common layout is a one column layout that is often used for mobile browsers, and then we have two column layouts which is often used for tablets and laptops, and finally we have three column layouts which could be only used for desktops. Now let's create a three column layout and then change it to a one column layout on smaller screens. So let's get back to Visual Studio Code, and first let's create some markups. So let's press enter here, and I will create a div with a class of row because the columns should be located in a row. And then we have a single column, so a div with a class of column like this, and inside here let's put an h2 and let's say column for now. And let's also declare a paragraph, and for this one I will put lorem ipsum like this. Now we can simply duplicate it for multiple columns, so let's duplicate it 2 times more to have 3 columns like this. Now we will target it in our styles tag to give it some designing. Now let's press enter here. Now let's target first of all the column, so dot column curly braces, and for this one we will float each of the column to the left, and then we can declare a width for it. So I want it to be equal, so 33.33% like this, and then we have the padding for it, so let's declare it 15 px. And after the column, well, let's before the column put a comment, so let's say create 3 equal columns that floats next to each other like this. So this is just for reference for you to better understand the code. Now after the column, let's target the row, so dot row and then curly braces, and we wanna clear the floats after the columns. So after the row we can put here a colon, and let's say after like this. So in here we want to clear, so let's say content first of all, and this should be empty like this, and then let's say display, and it should be table, and then we want to clear both sides, so let's say both like this. And for smaller screens, for example for screens with maximum width of 600 pixels, we can use some advanced topics in CSS, for example add media query. So in here I will put a comment, and let's say responsive layout, and let's say add media screen, and let's put our parenthesis, and then we want to declare the max width, so let's say max width like this, and colon 600px, and then we have curly braces. So in here we want to target the column itself, and we want to make the width 100% for smaller screens. So let's say width should be 100% like this. Now in here we have used add media query. So this is, as I told you, an advanced topic in CSS, and we will cover it later in our advanced course about CSS. So in here I just wanted to make this example look more promising, so don't worry about it for now. And if you wonder how the add media query rule works, you can always search more in the internet. So for the columns, as you can see, we have used a float. So another modern way of column layouts is to use CSS Flexbox. However, it is not supported in Internet Explorer 10 or earlier versions. So if you require Internet Explorer 6 to 10 support, use floats as shown here, or else you can use a Flexbox, which is also another advanced topic in CSS, which we will cover later. So now let's try to get back to our browser and check our code. So now you can see we have 3 equal columns. Now how about we want unequal columns here? So maybe we want the middle column to be 50% and each side columns should be 25%. Now this one is pretty easy, so let's get back to Visual Studio Code. Now what I will do is I will comment this code for now in case you need it in the future, and I will write some other code here. So let's target the column, or let's first write a comment here. So create 3 unequal columns like this, and in here let's say column curly braces, and we want this one to be float left, and then let's say padding should be 15px like this, and now let's say dot column, and then let's say dot side, so dot side, and let's put curly braces like this, and for this one let's say width should be 25% like this, and we can duplicate this one, and this one will be column middle, so let's say middle like this, and this one will be 50%. Now this will still not work because now we have some new classes here, which is side and middle. So if we scroll down here, let's assign this middle one a class of middle, and the top one, which is the first one, a class of side, and the last one, which is also a side like this. Now if I save it, get back to the browser, and if I refresh now you can see we have unequal columns. Now finally, this being done, we should have a footer for our website. So the footer is placed at the bottom of your page, and it often contains information like copyright and contact info, or maybe some quick links. So let's create a footer. So let's get back to Visual Studio Code, and after the row let's press enter, and let's create some markup. So it will be a div with a class of footer, and inside here for now let's just put a paragraph which will say footer like this, and now we can target it. So let's scroll to the top, and in our styles tag let's first create a comment, and let's say style the footer like this, and in here let's say dot footer curly braces, and let's declare some background color of hash f1 f1 f1, and then we have the padding, so let's declare it 10px, and now let's say text align should be center like this. So if I save it now, get back to the browser, and if I refresh, now you can see we have a nice footer. So this was all about this video for now, and you can think about a layout and come up with some great ideas now about your own website. Although this was a common and simple layout for a website, so at least now you can know what a layout should contain, so you can create some stunning layouts. I hope you enjoyed watching the video and found it useful. If so, don't forget to hit the like button and leave a nice comment, and if you are new to this channel, don't forget to subscribe too if you want more videos from me. So thanks for watching, and now I beg you farewell and have a nice day.